guys, it's the History Nerd, and I'm here with Victoria 2 Heart of Darkness. So, this is the latest expansion pack to Victoria 2, and we are going to go ahead and load up as Spain. Okay, so, what we're going to do first is just take a little tour around, and we'll see what we can discover. So, why I picked Spain. I think that'll be where I start. Spain is actually in a really good position. The world's basically their oyster if they can get their act together in the early game. That's the trick to Spain. They've got holdings in North America. They can expand their sphere of influence throughout Central and South America. So that's good. They've got colonial possessions in the Pacific, which is great, because this is where we're going to be doing a lot of the expansion with Spain. It's got free land, it's got good land, and we've got these little minor countries, these uncivilized countries kicking around that can be made into great colonies. So, also, what's helpful is we've got a naval base in Manila, which will allow us to colonize with other great powers not being able to colonize, except perhaps Britain, which definitely does have naval bases close to the region. But we are closer, so bonus for us. We've also got, in Africa, this great little spot, Fernando Po. This is going to be the base point of our expansion into Africa. What we're going to do here, before I even adjust the budget, before I do research, before I do anything, we're going to order a naval base. Because once it's built, we'll have open access to the heart of Africa, which is going to be super handy in the colonial race against it. And then, of course, we've got a little toehold in Morocco, which can expand into it later. That's fine. And they're in a good position in Europe, because really, to get to them, you need to either land via sea, which is frustrating, or come through France, unless it's France coming for us, in which case we're boned. At this stage, anyway. Yeah. Well, maybe not at this stage, but fairly quickly we would be. So that covers the advantages to Spain. But now I see you're sitting there saying, well, if Spain's so great, why doesn't everybody play it? I don't know. That's a question you have to ask other people. I know its starting position is pretty down in the dumps. We've got a revolution going on, we have no industry, and really no hope of getting any industry for a while. And first and foremost, at the top of the list, our literacy is well below that of many uncivilized nations. So that's a pain. What we're going to do to fix that is start encouraging the clergy, because that's the best way in the early game to get research points. Prestige in the early game is going to be a focus and the driving factor in allowing us to remain a great power. So we're going to have to research medicine, because of that thorax chamber thing that'll give us a nice little boost. Other than that, because we don't have any industry, or any sort of economy whatsoever, we're definitely going to have to tax the crap out of our people. We'll get that up to 80. There we go. And we're going to have to not spend so much money on everything, which is a shame. Now, for those who haven't seen Heart of Darkness yet, but have played Victoria, you might be looking at the national stockpile and saying, what's with the 3 sliders? Instead of the national stockpile being one giant slider for everything, there are now 3. So we can see here our army slider, our navy slider, and our industry slider. So, dealing with the revolution, we're not going to need much of a navy, so we're going to crank that down to the bare minimum. Right now, because we have no industry, changing this does nothing, so we might as well leave it on 100% when we do have industry to help them out. And now we're going to have to move spending on our land units down. I'm going to drop it down to about 50 and see where that takes us. We're also going to, unfortunately, cut military spending to about 20, and then we can drop education by about 10. I don't want to drop education too much, because we're going to have to keep our people educated to stay competitive. So 40 is about the lowest I'll go with education. Oh, I moved administration. Well, administration can move too, but education is going to be about 40, and that's really as low as I'll want to take it. Okay, I think that covers the budget. Good. And I think that about... No, wait. We gotta work on our sphere. So, the first country we want in there is definitely Portugal, because they're right by us. That makes sense. The second country we definitely want in our sphere... Where's Colombia at? There's Colombia. We definitely want Colombia. I want to build the Panama Canal. We need Colombia in our sphere of influence to do that. And then up in North America, we are going to start dumping some... Actually, we're going to put Mexico as our priority. Just because we definitely don't want the US getting Mexico. Not that they would, because generally they like to fight them. But it's good to just have them in our sphere, and then likely get drug into wars against America. Whatever. Yeah. I'm sure that won't bite me in the ass. So we got our spheres taken care of. We've got a little grand tour of why Spain rocks. Let's get started on clearing up this little rebellion we've got going on. So we're going to move our northern army from Barcelona up to Girona and take out that little army there. We're going to move our southern army to Zaragoza and our central army to Huesca. Apologies if I mispronounce any of these words. I don't speak a word of Spanish, so sorry. Okay, other things that are new to the game. Colonial points, we'll deal with those, or colonial power, we'll deal with those in greater detail later on in the series once we have to actually use them. But basically, colonization is not just tied to tech levels, although tech levels do play an important role. There's also your colonial power, which is based upon tech, naval abilities, and I think that might be it. So you can see we've got 183 out of 288, so we've still got a fair amount to colonize with. We don't have a lot of regions to colonize yet, because our tech doesn't allow settling in low-life region areas. But once we do start colonizing, we're going to have to keep an eye on that. Now, one of the ways to drop those down, and the AI is very good at this in the early game, is to release dominions. Now, we haven't started the game, but I am willing to bet the Portuguese are going to release Mozambique, and the British are going to release this chunk of British Columbia. They've done that so far in every game that I've played. Now, I've had a chance to mess around a little bit with the new expansion yesterday for about an hour, and then I was trying to record earlier today, but Fraps definitely didn't like that, so I've started recording onto my external hard drive now in the hopes that that will alleviate some of the pressure on my hard drive. But as you can see, my FPS is already pretty low, so here's hoping this works out. Let's go. Whoops! I thought my record button unpaused the game for some reason. There we go. So other new and exciting features in this game are a revamped naval system, which is great, because the old naval system was kind of crap. Now you are actually rewarded to have or you are rewarded if you have a diversified fleet, if you don't just have a bunch of dreadnoughts. You need screen ships, you need, the smaller ships for targeting and things like that. So that's a nice feature that they've added. I haven't played around again with the naval too much either. So we can see we had a little victory in Garona there, but the remaining rebels marched up into Lerida. So once the Southern Army gets themselves into position, excellent, I will take and use that force to take on those annoying rebels. That should be a pretty standard victory. Excellent. And now those guys are retreating up to the rest of them, so we'll send both armies in there to eliminate the last little bits. And there we go. So we can see land battles haven't changed. It's still the same old system. Excellent. So we are going to send, come on, there we go, 14 and 11. So we are going to send the 14 that way, and we're going to send the 11 up there. Will we shift them? Well, we'll wait on that. Although, really, 20, 26, we should be able to take them. Doesn't matter. They've already moved on to Bilbao. Let's take, grab them, move them up. What's going on there? Oh, they're part of the they're part of the rebellion. Well, what are they doing fighting in my army? So we'll get them there, drop them. You can see because we're not able to spend as much on our units as I would like to, it's kind of tricky taking on military units with leaders and good spending. I don't know why rebels can afford better armaments than me, but hey, such is life. So one of the new features in the game are these newspapers. So these pop up occasionally throughout gameplay, and they just give a little update to the player as to what's going on. So we can see here New Zealand has expanded, which means that the UK has released New Zealand. They've probably also released Australia then. We've got Diesterweg publishes his guidelines for teachers. The Arc de Triomphe, a little victory over our rebel forces there. A gold rush in California. France fears our might. That's not gonna be like that forever, that's for sure. Brazil goes to war, and war between Bolivia and Argentina. So that's just a nice little feature to see, oh, so that's what's going on in the rest of the world while I'm focused on getting rid of a rebellion. Thanks for that. Where are you headed to? 2 different places, of course. Okay, well, we'll go there. You can see, really, the only thing that's saving us at the moment is we've got the numbers. That's about it. And in fact, we can probably do to take just our big army that way, and then send our little army down that way. Excellent. That rebellion's done with, so we will take the Southern Army and put them back in the south. There we go. We've got the Northern Army, so we'll put them back in Barcelona. And then we can probably just set this army to hunt rebels. And they should be able to take care of the last little bit of that annoying rebellion. So now that we've got that taken care of, let's take a look at how we can get our, well, I'm going to wait until that last army goes before I drop military spending even more. Which is something I'm going to have to do, unfortunately. You're not hunting them. Okay. I will tell you to hunt them myself, then. And we can add Portugal... Well, we can't add them yet, but we can certainly improve our relations with them. So, Mexico, you like us better now. Same with you, Portugal. Awesome. And then I imagine Colombia will get there soon. And they're still alive and kicking. So we'll just have to do the good old-fashioned chasing rebels. Every Paradox game has this. And that should take care of it. Excellent. We'll go secure that and then send them back to the capital. So, now that we've got that out of the way, we can drop our national stockpile to about 30%. And we'll leave our military spending at 20. Leave the taxes nice and high. And now we can start raking in less debt. Excellent. We can also see that we're slowly encouraging the clergymen, which is super handy. And now we should look to expanding our colonial empire. So if we take a look at the Philippines at the moment, we've got 2 lovely divisions. I'm going to send the Philippine Armada to pick this guy up. There we go. We can afford to go to speed 4. Excellent. Alright, get on the boats and head up there. Now, military. Let's build ourselves 2 more Asian divisions. Oh, crap. Crap. I did not want irregulars. I want regulars. There we go. I mean, we're fighting colonial empires, so it shouldn't... Or uncivilized nations. Primitive nations. I shouldn't have to worry about the difference between regulars and irregulars, but I can build regulars. Why wouldn't I? They're not that expensive compared to militias, so it just makes sense. And we can see we've already hit some budget problems. Yay. So we've got a little bit of a debt. Thankfully it's private investors. So we're going to have to drop military spending. And our stockpile. We'll drop that down to 20. There we go. Spare no effort in alleviating the plight of the poor farmers. Go ahead, merge those 2 together. We'll get the one from Vigan down, and then we will have our 3 clippers full of soldiers. Excellent. There we go. Now, taking a look at the future colonies. Vietnam is already allied with China, so it's out. Cambodia is a satellite of Vietnam, so I don't think I can do anything about that. Siam is looking pretty good. However, if we take a look at their military power, they've got 10 brigades. That's quite a lot for 3, even though we're, you know, top of the line Spanish military. That's still a lot, and there's a lot of land. It also seems like the conquering of territory speed has increased. If you understood that sentence, well done, because I sure didn't. I'll be able to show what I mean later. We've also got Johore here with gold. Now, well, precious metals. With 2 of them, actually. So that would be a good spot to go, considering this. So we're going to go ahead. They're allied with... Actually, who cares? Don't need to worry about them at all. So we're going to establish a protectorate over Johore. There we go. We've got that cooking. And that'll be our 4th. So what I'm going to do is take these guys, take them over to Johore, and then leave that guy behind in the Philippines, because that seems like a good idea to me. Alright. Now, another new thing in the game that great powers can't do, but minor powers can, is to use the new national crises. We can see it doesn't look like there's any going on, so that's good. And, well, it's neutral, really. It doesn't really matter. But that is an interesting feature that comes into play later on. In fact, in my game last night, learning the new features and stuff, there was a crisis between the United States and Great Britain over Colombia. And that was pretty cool. I sided with Great Britain, and our side wound up winning. So what happens there is increased relations with the side that you backed, and I think a little bit of a prestige boost. So that's always fun. Anyway, we're just gonna slowly wait for that justification to come along, and slowly but surely build up our stockpiles of gold, because that's needed. We'll pay off our loans, get rid of our interest. Right, that should have gotten rid of it. Excellent. And go to Colombia and say, hey Colombia, what's up? How would you like to be friendlier with us? Thankfully, you don't have a choice. So now you're just friendlier with us. Alright. Clergyman coming along nicely. Ooh, exotic fauna. From the Congo Basin to the deepest fathoms of the Bengal, from the jungles of India to the coasts of Java, scientific taxonomy is making new advances daily. As the light of civilization spreads to even the darkest corners of the earth, the Creator's secrets are, little by little, being unraveled. Turn over any old rock in the colonies and you will find yet another spectacular piece of miraculous fauna looking back at you, with at least one of its 15 eyes. New species of exotic fauna are being discovered in the colonies, and suggestion has been proposed to establish a colonial museum of natural history. Well, there's no question at all what we're going to be doing. The idea is certainly interesting, but it might be expensive. Strangely, usually when Paradox comes along and they're like, but it might be expensive, it's going to cost me like £500. Doesn't cost me a thing. Research points modifier 2. Done. Spain needs it. We can see our population is dropping, most likely due to immigration. Oh, we've got a new newspaper to read. What have we got? Argentinian scientists have researched introspection. Mexico expands. Well done, Mexico! Haha, look at that. Oh, but they're at war with America right now, so... yeah. Spain's relations. Oh, well, we got good relations with the Netherlands. Excellent. The Second Great Awakening. Victory over pointless rebels. Prices are on the rise. This early in the game, that doesn't surprise me, because over the last 36 months, the game hasn't been running. And Austrian research into experimental railroads. Lovely, thank you. So, yeah, it's really just a matter of, oh, there we go. So, we've got to establish Protectorate Cosabella against Johore. Let's go over there. Okay. Now, I probably won't need to increase the national stockpile funding, although this is probably not a bad idea. We'll pump it up to 50. That should be enough to take on an uncivilized nation, I think. And in fact, just for this colonial war, we will pump taxes up to 85. Hop in the boat. Head on over to there. Actually, no, we'll go there. Yeah. Perfecto. Alrighty. So, hello, future colony. We are about to take you. Beautiful. So, to boost my war score, I can't do that, I guess, while I'm carrying units. That's fine. We shall drop our military up in Quantan. Beautiful. And we will also split out our frigates so we can blockade all of their ports. Just to try and drive that war score up a bit quicker. Because, like I said, rather obtusely, it takes a lot longer to actually occupy land now. At least it seems to. Especially if you wind up splitting up your units so you've got one infantry in each province, it's going to take you forever to conquer. Which is annoying, but, you know, I'm sure it'll improve with tech rates and other things. Oh, we got another newspaper to read. Prices on the rise. Swiss research have completed medicine. Damn them. America expands. USA's a benevolent empire. Egypt and Ethiopia have gone to war. And hey, look at that! We made the front page! So that's good. Luxembourgian-Dutch relations. That's just fun to say. Luxembourgian. And Pushkin is dead. Poor Pushkin. You can also see that this war is expensive. We're already in debt to our own bank, but that's fine. They've got another grand they can lend us. That's really not a lot. Okay, well, we'll ride that out. I doubt our debt will get high enough that it'll be an issue. Where is that G even? Find me. Oh, them too. Well, hello. That wouldn't be a bad spot for colony either. Can I add a war goal against you? We don't have enough Jingo. Gots to get more Jingo! Oh, wow. Oh, right, okay, yeah. So, we'll be adding Mexico into our sphere shortly. I imagine Portugal will be coming along soon as well. I thought I'd completely spaced and not noticed the bright blue sphere of influence sign up there. Thankfully, I was just thinking we weren't as friendly with Mexico as we were, or are. Thank you. You can see we are just over a year away from completing our naval base in Africa, which is good. Come on, take that colony. Thank you. And now into Kuala Lumpur. Or should we wait here and then just drive into Johor Bahru? I think we'll do that. We'll let some of the reinforcements come along. Oh, look at that. Queen Victoria. Alright, so we're up to 8 against 9. We are crossing a river, but... bah. Should be fine. Actually, wait. Wait just a moment. What are you? Attack, organization, and experience, but that morale penalty doesn't look fun. Have we got another one here? Morale through the roof, organization, and a little bit of a reliability issue. Attack, morale, organization, and speed. We are going to take this leader right here. No leader. Thank you. You get to go deal with the incredible heat of the Pacific. Wonderful. Now we can attack. And that leader should give us even more of a boost against these forces there. And you can see such things are not the case. Great. Well, this colonial expansion's off to a great start. Oh! Yay! We won! It was costly, though. That's for sure. So that's going to mean taking this place. It's going to take a lot longer to take that. So, to ease that issue... No, go into the port, please. Thank you. Mexico! Add to sphere. Thank you. Beautiful. How is this doing? 14 grand, eh? Oof. That's expensive. We'll send that down to 0 and boost this up to 90, I guess. Even that's not good enough. 95. Well, that's more bearable, but still concerning. Excellent. Take you, load you onto the boat, and we should have enough time to just sail in there. What else we got here? Colombia! Increase our opinion. Thank you. Another newspaper. What's going on? War between Russia and Kokand. That's fine. Victoria gets a crown. Beautiful. Invention. Litvish-Prussian relations. Yeah, there's Burma expanding. That's got to be a UK puppet. Okay, Portugal. How's about you come into our sphere? Groovy. Is anybody influencing Portugal? They are not. So we can drop that down to nothing. And now, see where else we want to expand into. Tempting to go with the United States of Central America because we can get in there still ahead of the Americans. And just mess up that plan. So that's always a good idea to do. And we'll leave it there for now. Our mighty fleet has arrived in port, delivering fresh infantry for the Battle of Kuantan. Where we somehow lost. We'll just go join the main force then. There we go, and that should speed up the conquest. We are moments away from researching medicine. Well, days away, really. There we go. Alright, so now, next up, what I want to make sure I have is as many research points to dump into idealism as soon as possible for 1840. So I'm going to look for a very easy tech to research. And in fact, there is only one to pick. Experimental railroads. Those will be done 21st of January, 1840, so that's not too bad. That's certainly better than leaving no research for 2 years. Well, dumping all that research points at once into idealism wouldn't be bad. It would be nice to be able to get experimental railroads up and running as well. So, There we go. And as we continue to encourage the clergy, that'll drop down. You can see we're almost at 2% for that region, which means we're almost ready to switch the provinces up where we're encouraging the clergy. Exciting times. Oh, and absolute proof that the occupation does take longer. We've got a military unit sitting there that's sitting at 0%. So I don't think it's based upon... Well, I mean, it's based upon more of the troops that you've got in the region capturing the land than, I think, what type of troops? Cavalry was always the best for taking land in Victoria too, and I think that that might have changed a little bit. So you can see we are now officially making money. We are mostly in debt to the Bank of Spain, which is fine. They're our own bank. We've got some money to private investors, and then the rest of the world. But we're coming on the rebound now, which is good. Oh, we got our new newspaper to read. Let's take a look. What do we got here? Dynamic war against Siam. Prices are rising on luxury clothes. Krakowian research completed into romanticism. Anhalt's relations with Bavaria. A couple of inventions in Denmark and Frankfurt. Moral crusaders in the United States, and Ionian research is completed as well. And that sound can mean only one thing. Our naval base in Ferdinando Po has been done. Now, as you can see, we can still not colonize anywhere because of the life rating, but the naval range is deliciously close. In fact, look at that. We can get all the way down to pretty much British South Africa, just as it is now. We just need to get the text, which is amazing. Lovely, lovely geographical position that the Spanish are in. Rumors abound in botanical circles that the Russian Empire has launched a botanical expedition to Kenai. According to the rumors, the flora of Kenai is a veritable cornucopia of beauty and biological diversity. While Kenai is a Russian colony, we could attempt to send an expedition of our own. It might be frowned upon, but the discoveries we could make do have a strange allure of their own. We're going. There's no question. Why wouldn't we? Excellent. The United States of Central America. How about you like us more? And you do. Okay, so it looks like the United Kingdom is continually expanding into India. Not a surprise there. Come on, slowly ticking by. I have to say, using my portable hard drive looks like it's keeping the frame rate at a fairly steady 20, which isn't great. Granted, I would prefer to be up in the 40 to 60 range, but it's better than 1. So until I get off my lazy ass and buy that new hard drive, this will just have to do. Okay, don't touch the Holy Church. We need the money. Another thing, when it says we need the money, it would be nice if you clicked it and it gave you money. But it doesn't, so we'll just lower militancy. There we go, look at that. Repay some of our loans. So now we're just in debt to the Bank of Spain. Who cares about that? Okay, what have we got here? Prestige or science? In this case, we're going to go with prestige. I think. Oh, that's a tough one. 10 prestige at this stage in the game is a big deal, so we'll go with that. You see, we're up into 6th place for prestige now. We've got stuff against malaria, good. Oh, it looks like their military unit that was almost dead was able to resupply. Or they got more. I should have been paying attention to what was going on there. Sailor Bee. Charge in there, lads. Ooh. Don't charge in there, lads. Wait. Wait till we get some... Well, that wasn't really a lot. Well, we've still got an edge over them. There we go. And they're heading up to the last place where we need to go. In fact, considering our successes so far... No, you wouldn't. Yay, we won. Do we want to push after them? I think we do. Because now, without an army, are you interested? No. Okay. Well, we're going to have to sit here, recoup some of our losses, which we didn't really recoup enough there. I have a feeling it's because these guys are red. So they don't really want to reinforce. What have we got here? Sardinia, Piedmont, and 2 Sicilies. That's interesting for Italy. The Baden Fear. Bremen, Prussian relations. Brazil. Yep. That's pretty cool. I enjoyed the newspapers. And there's a lot of flavor text in them, too. One of the things I have noticed, however, is sometimes the pictures don't really match up with the dates. There was a picture of Lenin, and it was well before 1840. But, you know, that's just being a historical nerd nitpicking. For the most part, I quite like the newspapers. We'll throw some money at the bank. And let's see what's going on. Oh, yeah. You're hostile, huh? How about we do this? Bam! Now you can't even fix that. I think I taught them a lesson there. I've got to keep my eye on this, make sure those guys don't wind up dead. That would not be a good thing. That's probably what they're waiting for, is for those guys to just wind up dead. That's how they think they're going to win this war, but it's not going to happen. Alright. Perfect. Genetics, elections, and idealism. So this one is going to take a while to get. We're looking at 2 years. But, once we get it, more research points. Always better. State capitalism, because, quite frankly, the way it is now, it needs to be state capitalism. Spain would really benefit from starting off with state capitalism, and I don't think... Yeah, the only way that I can change the political parties is via elections, and if you've played Victoria, you know that that really doesn't mean anything. And suffrage movement. What about this? Carlist rebels? Nope, we're fine. We're fine. What have we got? Most of them want moralism? Okay. We'll go with that. And I think we can pay off the last of our debt here. Ha-ha! Look at that. Making money. Let the debate take its course. I could care less whether we have free trade or protectionism. New newspaper, Brazil and Colombia, Denmark, Modena, Queen Victoria marries, about damn time. New patents, and Hessian research complete. Lovely. Yeah, again, I don't care. You guys can pick whatever you want for trade. Just let me build the factories. Oh. Because of the situation Spain is in, I want to make it appealing to people to live there. So we're going to be doing all the reforms that we can do. Well, they're presented to us. And, yeah, basically going for full citizenship. Want to make sure people want to be here. And we are going to decrease Mexico's opinion of the United States. Oh, it can't be lower than hostile? Okay, cool. Well, that... we just need that then, really. And we can start pumping some money into... how's Brazil looking? Cordial. Okay, yeah, we're going to start pumping money into Brazil then. Make them my next chief priority. Here we go. Ooh, Portugal. The United Kingdom's getting involved in there, huh? We shall make sure they don't get far. State capitalism. Come on, just hold out, guys. Just hold out. They're probably taking that position in the vain hope that their ally from across the pond comes along and helps them. I don't think they've got a navy to do so. What do we got? Perfect. I don't know what changed, but something obviously did. So we are going to send them there. We are going to... it's Valencia. Population. Valencia, you can be removed, and we will add clergy to there. Excellent. We're slowly getting that on the go. We've got our new colony with no gold yet. That'll change, I hope. Otherwise, taking this was a waste of my time. We're definitely patriots, because we are building an empire here, people. Alright, we are going to take one unit, send it back to Manila. Okay, conservatives ruling, that's not a surprise. New Zealand's gone bankrupt, that's not a surprise either. Okay, and now send you back to Manila. Beautiful. So with that expansion in our colonial empire, we can see that our infamy is still incredibly low, which means only good things. We'll be able to probably move against Brunei next. How's Siam looking? At war with Cambodia and Dynam. Wonder what that war's about. Diplomacy, show the wars. They want Siamese Laos. And Siam wants to cut Cambodia down to size, so that's fun. Oh, look at that. Belgium and the United Kingdom against Prussia and their lot over Nordrhein. So one thing I have noticed is that it does appear to be that there are a lot more wars, which makes the game more fun. We've got no military units we can build, that's fine. I think I'm going to leave the video here for now. Yeah, it seems like a good spot to leave it. Whoops, there we go, save the game as Spain. Overwrite that one. Excellent. Alright, So thumbs up if you've enjoyed this episode. Leave your comments, questions, concerns, thoughts, jokes, musings, what have you below. Thank you all very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.